Go ahead. Do we have somebody else? Yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum. I think in today's scenario, in today's world, leaders are more respected than the bosses. Leaders basically they show the path for their team members and they lead from the front, right? We have heard a lot about Abdul Kalam Azad, our ex-president, right? I think there are a lot of examples about him wherein anything which, especially any blame comes, he used to take the blame, and anything positive thing comes, any credit has to be given, he used to give to his team members. I think that is one of the signs of the leader, basically. So the leader always leads from the front, is what I believe. And bosses usually they try and try to manage things at a superficial level and like a bird's eye view is what I think.
Thank you, thank you. I think yes. Yeah. Can you please pass on the mic?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
In short, I would like to tell that leader he has a vision, and boss probably I think he's the executor.
Yes, definitely. When we don't have a vision, if there is no vision, then we cannot create leaders. A leadership requires a very long vision to look at it, and there are a lot of obstacles which we need to cross step by step. Thank you.
Sir, a boss only manages the employees or manages the work which has been given in his supervision. While the leader inspires them to innovate, think creativity, the main thing is inspires.
Thank you.
Leader
Yes.
inspires.
Leader encourages, motivates, and inspires. Thank you. We had somebody here.
A leader earns the trust of the employees, whereas the boss, only if he is there, the employee works. Leader, whether he is there or not, the employee he owns the work. Whether the leader is there or not, he will take the responsibility and do the work. Whereas boss, whenever he is there around, only then the employee feels like that. If he is not there, he will not feel like doing that. Whereas the leader is there or not, he will feel that I have to work for my.
Yes. It is kind of, a leader motivates people to be proactive and be accountable for their own work, rather than all the time controlling or checking them. So that is the work of a boss. So here, we are all here to be a future leaders in business.
Can I have some more answers, please? Anybody else? Yes, please. The last.
Yeah, one different point or one different aspect that I would differentiate a leader and boss is leader is always there by your side. For example, in your ups as well as downs, and you would be there for a long period of time. मतलब बहुत एक अरसे के तौर पर है. For example, and leaders also come in different forms. For example, leader is not only a person of an external factor. मतलब what I mean to say is, leaders अपना माँ बाप खुद भी हो सकते हैं. For example, my leader, what I say is my mother. My mother was a software engineer. She has guided me all the way path of like almost for 20 years. She is the person who has inspired me a lot. And the second thing.
Muhammad Yunus has enlightened us on a very important aspect, that the entire business management subject is with our parents, with our mother. She handles all the departments if you look at it, and we can learn.
So this is one important lesson for us in life, which we start our journey. We start our journey from our home, and we tend to learn a lot of things from our parents, our mother, who manages the entire house and also manages outside and inside the house. So yes, thank you. Do we have any more to add this? Thank you. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
A leader's core ability comes from his sense of responsibility and his sense of accountability towards Allah, the creator of the world. However, a boss's core strength arises from his designated tasks.
Thank you. That was a good answer. Okay. Let's. All right. Well, let us move on to our next program in the summit. Before that, I would leave you with a question, so that we'll continue this discussion after our program now. So my question is, how can you transform a boss into a leader? Okay? So how can you transform a boss into a leader? So we'll continue this discussion later. Now let's move forward, and I'd like to invite Ms. Riza Fatima, the president for our women's wing of MIA, for a panel discussion now. Let's move ahead with the program. Ms. Riza Fatima, please come on the stage. Thank you.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Very good afternoon to all of you, and so glad and happy to see all of you here today. Thank you for coming. I am Riza Fatima, the president of 6th Vertical AWE, Association of Women Entrepreneurs, which is a women's wing of MIA. And this wing was started in 2019, and we had our inauguration on the 14th of December. Alhamdulillah, we've crossed 3 years this year, and we've taken baby steps in improving and encouraging women in entrepreneurship. We work towards bringing more women into entrepreneurship, improving their skills, teaching them how to do business, why to do business, and to realize their dreams, even have the courage to dream in life and to realize that. And in this, we have a team of 86 members. We started with 17 members in 2019. Today we are 86 members, alhamdulillah. And I'd like to invite my core team on stage. Our secretary, Mrs. Nooreen Are. Mrs. Fatima Talha. Dr. Hafsa Jameel, Ayman Saida, Noor Fatima, Aisha Farah, Sana Ahmed, and is Sumaya around? Okay, so this is our core team, and we do have other members who work, in the forefront, and we try to help women. Have the courage to do what they want to do and, improve their business. We conduct a lot of trainings and help them how to bring out the skills that they have in them. And this is what AWE does. And I have to be very thankful to the platform called MIA, who has encouraged us to work in this platform and encouraged us all through from 2019 to bring out women in our community or anywhere. It's not only in our community. We work with women all over, and we have members from all over the world, outside Bangalore also. And we do have philanthropist members also who give us the inspirations to do what we do today, alhamdulillah. So I'd like to invite Mrs. Fatima Talha on stage. She will be talking about the mission and mission of AWE. Jazakallah. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Women are key to the growth of any organization, and MIA believes that there are immensely talented businesswomen leaders out there who would enrich the association in various ways. This is Fatima Talha, one of the proud members of MIA. I welcome you one and all present here. AWE, Association of Women Entrepreneurs, is a women's wing of Muslim Industries Association. The inception of happened in October 2019, and we had a grand launch on 14th of December 2019. The primary aim of AWE is to help, encourage, and bring more women into mainstream entrepreneurship and help them to grow and achieve success in all that they aim to do. Alhamdulillah, we have created a forum where women who aspire to become women entrepreneurs, business owners, and receive necessary guidance, training, and will be pruned in leadership qualities, innovation, dynamism, risk management, and in the art of balancing, achieving personal and professional success. To be united in our focus of growth and building a concerted community is the need of the hour. This enables us to grow and become strong as a community and also help contribute substantially to the economic growth of our country. Alhamdulillah, after the inception of all last 2019, we have brought more than 86 members and are trying to extend it all the support, encouragement and guidance that they need to grow and flourish. Members of AWE is divided into 5 teams, and each team has a team leader which connects with their members on one-to-one basis so that all the members will receive hand-holding that they require. AWE conducts its weekly meeting every Tuesday, and generally AWE meeting is conducted every fortnight, either in the form of training session or networking session, where we interact with each other, get to know each other, train each other, and bond like a family. This is, alhamdulillah, a wonderful platform for women to grow, come out of their shell, and blossom and dream, and get the courage and inspiration to those who dream. Alhamdulillah. Now, let me walk you through the vision and mission of AWE. The vision of AWE is to enhance knowledge in the field of entrepreneurship and provide opportunities for women to develop their entrepreneurial skills, to provide trainings for budding women entrepreneurs and provide all kinds of feasible support to budding women entrepreneurs of our community, encouraging innovation and supporting procedures in acquiring patents, arranging interns in various fields through institutional tie-ups, providing a platform for business networking and enhancing business development within the group, encouraging more women for our community to come into the mainstream entrepreneurship and pursue their goals and ambitions. Now, coming to the mission of AWE. Our mission is to inspire, encourage and develop business capabilities, leadership qualities and entrepreneurial skill of budding women entrepreneurs, providing information, activities and support that will help members grow their businesses and run their businesses more effectively. Provide a platform for women that facilitates networking with other entrepreneurs, which can result in the mutual growth of businesses and exchange of knowledge and ideas. Integrate the talents of women with diverse interests and create a powerful and effective platform for entrepreneurial growth. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We, on behalf of Association of Women Entrepreneurs, welcome you and are glad you're part of our celebration today. When I was a young girl, my father once told me that if you can think it, then you can do it. Your gender has nothing to do with your success. Over the years, at MIA, we learned that it's actually very true. The women that you see here behind me we are supported by a strong team of men that stand behind us. So I always say that most people say behind a successful man there is a successful woman, but behind every successful woman entrepreneur at the AWE, there are a big number of men that support us. We thank you. Yes, please give them a huge round of applause. They deserve it. Because very rarely in our community do we hear it. Our whole aim here at AWE is to promote entrepreneurship, to tell every single woman out there, girl out there, that she can do it. If we can do it, then you can do it. That's what we believe in. We thank you for being here today. We would like to tell you about our e-directory that we formed, because in this age of digital transformation, we believe let's take a leap forward. So another fun fact is that MIA does not have an e-directory and AW is starting it. So give us a huge round of applause for that. We're starting a new trend. So I would like to invite Dr. Hafsa Jamil to tell us a little bit more about what this e-directory is going to be.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. Firstly, thank you all for taking out time and attending this summit. I hope you've been having a good time. Just before the e-directory, I'd like Mrs. Noorain Fatima and Noor Fatima to just come over and tell us the journey about OG. We've been into inception since inception. It's the 3rd year. So once you know about the journey, you will understand better about the e-directory.
Thank you for the wonderful introduction and inviting me on the stage. Assalamualaikum everyone. This is Noorin, the Secretary of Women Entrepreneur Wing, called as Association of Women Entrepreneurs. I'll take you through the journey of all. Let's begin with all launch. It was a launch of an amazing women entrepreneur wing on December 14th, 2019. Started with a handful of women entrepreneurs. Alhamdulillah, today we are 80 plus women entrepreneurs in our association, running small business to big ones in different fields, manufacturing, food, travel, and medical, etc. It was an incredible day, and we had so many inspiring women under one roof, sharing their stories and promoting their businesses. And also a huge shout out to men of Muslim Industrials Association who have been constant support and the backbone who helped us pull off this event successfully. Now coming forward to Chelopina. This initiative took by MIA for members of OG to learn and explore to help them enhance interpersonal skills, communication techniques, management concepts. We believe in creating opportunities. We visited different industries in Kenya. And next, network meeting, popularly known as Mulaqat Karobar. We train women entrepreneurs how to introduce themselves in 30 seconds. Networking is not about just connecting people. It's about connecting people with people. People with ideas, people with opportunities. And next comes to plantation drive. Future plant a tree with us. It was first anniversary of Women Entrepreneur. We had planted trees in Java City. All thanks to MIA and our team who worked relentlessly to make this event grand success. Can you give round of applause? Some of the other events we have conducted are glimpse of them.
Thank you so much for taking us through the journey of law. Now, let's have a look at some of the other events that we had, starting from the training programs. So as we see, we have had training programs on multiple topics from different industries, which are very much relevant to the budding entrepreneurs. And as we see, we had training for design thinking and product management for startups, digital marketing masterclass, then how to set up a business in UAE, business etiquettes, and also we are very particular and keen on women wellness. So we have had multiple trainings and sessions on that as well in order to spread awareness to the women. Can we have a wonderful video which demonstrates what OR actually does, and also it's like a combination of all of the events that we have conducted so far. Probably we can have the video in the last. So I would like to request Aisha to come on the stage and share the success story. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, so hi, I'm Aisha Farah and I'm an entrepreneur. I own a brand in skin and hair care and my brand name is called Pariza. Talking about my journey is, yes, the AW, Association of Women Entrepreneur, which is the vertical sixth wing of Muslim Industrial Association, has given me an opportunity and has handholded me in my journey to start my own brand, that is Pariza, Alhamdulillah. This is the organization which actually guided me, helped me, and handholded me towards my journey that has started, Alhamdulillah. It's been 1.5 years now. To set up my business, Alhamdulillah, in India as well as internationally also. So my brand is all about skin and hair care, where I customize innovative, luxurious skin and hair care products based on your beauty concerns, any concerns that you have with your skin or hair. I customize the product based on those issues, based upon take in consideration with your skin types and whatever considerations you have or your concerns you have. So yes, I customize the product using natural ingredients, no chemicals, paraben free. So anything, I'm sure all the people sitting over here are my audience. Any concerns towards your skin or hair care, definitely do get in touch with us. And we also have a stall that is B37. Please do visit our stall as well. We have all our products there. You can definitely try them. And yes, I would like to thank every member of the MIA family who has been a total family to me, alhamdulillah. Irrespective whoever it is, telling me what is right, wrong, and correcting me my journey towards it, alhamdulillah, and helping me towards it. Thank you so much, everyone. Now I request Hannah to come over the stage and share her success story.
Good afternoon all. So I know you all are little out of now because of heavy lunch I guess, but I want you all to just listen for 2 minutes of my presentation. We all are here because we are business owners, I believe. Everyone is unique and every business owner has vision and mission to grow their businesses. In all, we support small entrepreneurs, small women entrepreneurs to huge, large businesses also. We have great women who support us. Through there, we grow, and that's the all journey we all are here to celebrate. I would like to put a light on the vertical 5, where we conduct Mulaqat-e-Karobar, in which we conduct network meetings. In that, I would really appreciate all our women entrepreneurs to participate, and we have seen a huge business happening across the table. Like, for example, if we open up our wardrobe, first pick will be whatever is in front of easily available for us. It's not like we are going and spending much of time to search to get our outfits. It is like however we open the wardrobe, which is easily available, we use it for ourselves. That is how network happens. If you are in network, you will definitely grow. That's why vertical 5 comes, and I want to tell about vertical 5. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sana. So, thank you all for bearing with us. I know it's been heavy lunch and it's been a long day. As you all know, as you all saw and heard my fellow colleagues and speak about our journey for 3 years, it's not been easy. And knowing women in business in India and especially of our community, the lack of knowledge, the lack of support has taken a lot from us to be standing here, to be even trying to bring change even to a single woman, to be able to help her, handhold her, make her dream come true. So that's about our journey. Avoiding any more, taking much more time, I'd like to call my colleagues here on the stage so that we reveal our e-directory. E-directory is the launch. We are having this milestone today. After 3 years, we have been able to produce an e-directory where you will get to know about every entrepreneur present in our organization, or their details about their businesses, their contact number, what they do, how you can contact them. This will be on our website as well. We have a website for MIA where we will be displaying our e-directory so that you can connect with every member of all. So there's no middle person here. You can directly go and connect with them and do your business with them. So please, all of you all, kindly join me on stage as we reveal the e-directory. This is the celebration of our 3rd year. We are running 4th. So, alhamdulillah. Mr. Ajas, if you can please display the e-directory. also like to thank every member who is a part of OR. Women who make time and come be a member, network, attend our meetings, make it possible for us to sustain the organization and help us help them. Can you play it, please? A huge round of applause for all the members. We have bakers, we have digital marketers, we have architects, interior designers, industrialists, of course. That is the QR code. You can scan the QR code for the e-directory to get to the e-directory on your cell phones. Kindly scan it and you can go through all the members that are available with us right now. Connect with them for any business purposes, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being part of this with us. A little activity that we have planned now, but I see that we're very dull here today. Are we very dull here? No, yes? Yes, right? Yeah, we're very dull. Okay, so we're going to do a very small activity. When I say sit, you sit. When I say stand, you stand. When I say sit, you sit. When I say stand, you stand, right? But when I say stand, you sit. And when I say sit, you stand. Do you get it? You follow the last instruction I gave you. You follow the last instruction I gave you. Sit. Yeah, some of us are awake. Yes, some of us are awake. Yes. Sit. No, come on, everybody sit. Sit. Stand. Come on, faster. Sit. Sit. The people who are sitting are disqualified. You have to come on. Someone's using a phone here. Can I see someone use the phone here? Come on. Yeah. Stand. Okay, thank you so much. So, we all speak about how entrepreneurship is great and that we believe in it, and I think all of us are here because we believe in it. But I also believe that general knowledge is very, very important. Do you believe the same? Give me a yes. Yes? Yes, we all believe it, right? Okay, so I'm going to ask a few questions now, and if you know the answer, you have to raise your hand and tell us the answer, right? Okay? Are we cool? Yes? Okay, so what is Coco Chanel famous for? Yes, she knows it. Fashion, yes, that's a big fashion label. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a few more questions and let's see how many do we get right, okay? Who was the first female American self-made millionaire? I didn't think we would know that answer here, so I'm going to change it up. I'm going to ask, who's the first self-made Indian woman millionaire? Can you be louder? Come on, women. Yes, Kiran Majumdar, that's the right answer. Give it up for her. Which news site, a global news site, was founded by a woman? I'm sorry? That's the wrong answer. It's Huffington Post. It's a very recent thing. Okay, now we all know who Oprah is, right? Do we know Oprah? Yes, we know Oprah. So how much is her net worth? No? Guesses, come on, let's make guesses. Let's make this fun, let's make guesses. You're very close. It's $2.5 billion. Very close, the closest here. How many female entrepreneurs are there worldwide? Come on, now this is an important to change. Do we have to change that number? Yes, we have to change that number. We'll change it. It says 1.63 million. But yeah, that is 20%. Yes, wow, ma'am has great math here. Give it up for her. She has great math here. Okay, true or false? Now this is childhood for everybody, okay? True or false? Was Barbie created by a woman? Yes, she was. Yes, she was. Barbie was created by a woman. Okay, now I don't like these questions because I don't know the answers to them. So I want to ask you guys to name three women in power from India. Do you know 3 women in power from India? Ma'am knows the answer. Indira Gandhi, yes. Neeta Ambani. Smriti Irani, yes. Those are 3 women in power. Okay, do we have some more names? Come on, let's do this. There's one woman who's making us proud globally. Her name is also Indra. Does someone want to say the surname? Indra Nooyi, yes, that's right. Indra Nooyi, yes, that's right. Okay, so the whole purpose was this, to see how aware are we about our women entrepreneurs. Because saying we want it, saying we do it is a different thing, but actually doing it is a different thing. So go ahead, support a woman entrepreneur in your house, in your neighborhood, in your school, in your college. If your daughter comes up to you and tells you she wants to be an entrepreneur, don't ask her why. Ask her what. Ask her what is it that she wants to do, and that's going to change the world one day. When I was younger and I told my dad I want to be a designer, everyone told him that's a stupid thing. Everyone told me that's a stupid thing to let me be a designer, because he said, she is smarter than that. She could study science. But when I became a designer, I promise you that everyone who told him that she is smarter than that said, oh, we knew she was creative like that. So you know, people will always take credit for your success, but trust your children, trust your women, trust your wives, trust your daughters. That's the whole agenda of this. We do believe that our presentation is ready now. We have a little bit of a glitch. Now I want to blame it on the men, because if you see the men on that table there. Can you see? Can you see on your right the men on that table? So I'm blaming it on the men. And I think it's ready now. Are we ready? Yeah? Okay. I'm going to hand it over to Noor and Noor and Pavi to go ahead.
Thank you, Ayman, for that amazing and worldly enthusiastic performance. So now, my request is just to please play the video.
Can we have on stage all the OM members, please, from the audience? Come on stage. And backstage also. Hajra. Send Hajra and Sanadi. Safina B.
We thank you for being a part of our celebration, and we hope you'll be part of it for many more years to come. I would like to end on a note by Hillary Clinton that says, women are the largest untapped reservoir of talent in the world, so start tapping them. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. Back again. मैं सोचा तेरे अंगने में मेरा क्या काम है? So I had a break there. Okay, moving ahead. I would like to welcome one of the honorable guests here we have for the panel discussion, Ms. Kausar Khan. Kausar Khan is a premium soft skill trainer, a corporate trainer by profession, and she's known in this industry from a very long time. She has a lot of achievements and awards to her. She's also felicitated as an influential business leader by GTF Women Excellence, featured in Forbes India as an inspirational women entrepreneur in India, and awarded National Excellence Award for Best Corporate Coach and Image Stylist. So, and the list goes on. So, I welcome Kausar Khan. next guest we have is Tazayyun Umair. I request Tazayyun Umair, yes, on the stage. She's the president of Human Touch organization. It's a trust, and she has learned one thing in life, and she wants to give this to the community. That is to always give smile and spread smile. Okay? And she works with a lot of spastic kids, schools, and disabled. She's a great personality. We welcome you, Tazeen Umar. Thank you, ma'am. Well, going ahead for the panel discussion. I request Dr. Safina Naz. Dr. Safina Naz. She's a psychologist, coach, entrepreneur, and also a doctor by profession. Dr. Safina Naz. And also adding up to the panel list, I request Mir Abdul Hafiz Saab. Mir Abdul Hafiz Saab. Then our Secretary Tahir Sharif. Mr. Tahir Sharif. And finally, I request Mumtaz, MD for Regal, from manufacturing industry, on the stage. Do we have?
ಲೈಟ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಫ್ಲಾಶ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು
So, let's start with a panel discussion. We have the panelists here on the dais, and I request Dr. Safina Naz to moderate this panel discussion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. I can't hear any voice. Good afternoon, everyone. Fearless is not the absence of fear. I want every little one who is told that she is bossy to be told again that she has a leadership skills today. So today we are going to discuss the topic, Women Entrepreneurship Challenges. Are you all excited to listen to this? With this.
Dr. Safina, can you excuse me a second? Yeah, please. Sorry, I just missed out one more name, which is our guest of honor. We'd like you also on the stage to grace this occasion and know your views on the discussion. Thank you. And also, Mr. Jafar Khalil sir. Yes. Thank you. Let's proceed.
Challenges in women entrepreneurship. Before we go to the challenges in women entrepreneurship, let us understand What makes a woman successful? Ma'am, can you share some few words? What makes women successful?
Confidence. Confidence in herself that she can do whatever she wants to do and achieve all her dreams.
Ma'am, do you want to add something to this?
She's absolutely right. It is confidence and an attitude, an undying fire in your belly, not to prove to the world, but the thin line between success and failure is only attitude.
I think I would like to add that it is the undying spirit of a woman to do something to make a difference. That is what will define her and help her to become confident and also dream big. You know, these are the two things that I would say that would help a woman in becoming a successful woman, because success has a very different parameter. For some, success can be measured by material wealth. With some, it would be about the difference she's making in another's life. But whatever, the common underlying factor in all of this is her undying spirit to that whatever she wants to do, and her dream for doing that. That would help her in achieving the confidence in everything else.
Can you add few points there? What makes women successful?
Definitely, as our powerful women said, that the confidence and other things are required. My point of view, whether to get the confidence or whether to get any other kind of an attitude, the most important thing for women to get power is the education. Unless we educate our daughters, we educate our children to an extent where they can stand, they can talk, they can get that kind of an attitude and confidence. Education is the only thing which can give. Through that, you can inspire people, you can bring them to any kind of platform. You can see that we are in a city of Bangalore, and we have those many number of families in this big city, a very less number of people here. The reason is that we are not educating our girls, our daughters, our women. So once they are educated, definitely whatever attitude, whatever confidence we are talking about, they will stand in. So that's what I feel.
Thank you so much.
This question has been posed to the successful women. They have wonderfully answered the question. I certainly do not want to speak out something, throwing an opinion, clustering around their opinion. The fact is, the success definition is to be defined to originally understand what attributes do you really know to achieve that success. Without the actual definition of the success, is it the worldly gain? Is it the name and fame? Is it the dignity and prestige? What is that you're talking about as a success? The definition of the success defines the basic attributes required for achieving that success. That has to be clearly articulated. Thank you.
There's a different definition of success to everyone. So today is the time for you all to decide and define what exactly the success means to you. Now let's move on. What do you think the challenges faced by the women entrepreneurs in India while managing business and home simultaneously? So here is the question.
A woman has to give priority to the family and her responsibility, so her attention gets divided. But she can multitask and give time to both her work and that. And I think the family has to be supportive, especially our husband and in-laws, to allow her to be an entrepreneur.
entrepreneurship is not everybody's game. Not everybody can be entrepreneurs. You need to have a lot of risk-taking capacity and to dream and to focus on your dream. But having said that, it doesn't come with any less challenges. You will have multiple challenges which come in at different points in your life, in all sizes, in all colors, and at different points. One is you don't give up on your dreams. Perseverance is necessary. Not reacting is another, because all these things are being self-aware. You need to position yourself well. Challenges, whether it is going to be monetary, whether it's going to be your family, sometimes it's going to be your work, sometimes it can be your health as well. Learning to prioritize and having the never give up spirit, because it's your dream, it's your baby, it's your child. So challenges are going to be there. I mean, I can name about 15 and everybody goes through that, and so have I. But most importantly is knowing, one, what you're capable of doing, knowing how far you can go, but definitely not by defying others. Don't fight. It doesn't work that way. I never fought for anything. When you have got a dream to achieve, you need everybody to synchronize with you, to be with you. Life becomes far better. So learning the art, learning the skills. Please understand, it is a 20-80 game. It's called the Pareto's law, right? So the success, in whichever way you define it, success is the satisfaction that you derive. So when you've got success in any which way, every day, every month, every hour, in the contribution of the success of your dream, 20% is your product, 20% is your service. The 82 is to do with the way you position yourself, which we call as the customer-centric mindset. So challenges are going to be there, there's no doubt about it. But if you know how to position yourself, if you are willing to take help, if you are learning those skills, which are called acquired skills, and learning to deliver them, taking action, then I think any challenge is going to be not so difficult. Believe me, I'm in the industry for the past 28 years and I'm sure it was not easy. And the arena that I am in is male-dominated. I am into soft skills. It's called power skills now. You seldom do have a woman who is doing this. And there is no Muslim woman who is doing it all India. Right? So when I started this about 28 years ago, don't even ask the kind of challenges that I faced. Let me tell you, all entrepreneurs are going to face similar, difference in sizes. But I think what really defines you is the way you position yourself. Thank you for your question.
The challenges as per me that women face, if I put them in, in order, would be social, cultural, financial, and psychological. And in these, if I sum it up in these four aspects, that these, and add them to what was being said, that risk mitigation, the risk-taking ability, will not fall in these four heads. But more importantly, I think the entrepreneur, for a woman entrepreneur, the initial is the social and the culture. That is the first step of actually, or the challenge that a woman has to come through. And if she comes through that and faces and crosses these two challenges, the rest of the challenges comparatively are easier. They are not less difficult, but they're still easier compared to the social and the culture. And it is the mindset. The challenge is also of a mindset. The mindset is that I need the support of a man. I need a support of others to help me become an entrepreneur. This mindset has been the biggest challenge that I have seen amongst the women entrepreneurs. I run an accelerator. I have faced an accelerator wherein I had a 6% entrepreneurs out of the 650 entrepreneurs that we had. Slowly we have helped take that percentage from 6% to 12%. But invariably, I have noticed this mindset has been predominantly there, and we have been trying to address this mindset, this problem, that look, you do not need anybody. You yourself, anybody who comes and supports you is just a wind beneath beneath your wings. You are already empowered. You already have the capability of doing things. You don't need support. You are the ones as an entrepreneur who are going to give support to many others. I am a great advocate of entrepreneurship, largely because it helps in employment of others. You know, we make our country a better place because we generate employment through entrepreneurs. So the biggest challenge, these are the 5 challenges that I would actually say that is largely faced by women entrepreneurs: social, cultural, psychological, financial, which can be addressed, and lastly, the mindset.
Do you think whatever the challenges that you have faced and whatever you are discussing now can be overcome with solutions for this?
Every problem has a solution. Every problem. There is nothing in this world that cannot be solved. It is the intent of the individual and the community also to address it. It cannot just generally be an individual. I might have the intent, but the community is not ready to support me. You know, that is also something which can be a hindrance. Well, I would also like to add in the challenge is also the gender equality and gender parity, the biases that we have, you know, this which would actually become a part of the social and the cultural aspect, the challenge. But this gender inequality and gender parity are also aspects which do hinder women entrepreneurship. And yes, there are solutions, and the solutions can be the community, the people, the family, the community, the government, the policies, which can all help overcome these problems. So each one of us has to give, has to actually give their bit in promoting women entrepreneurship. Not as a community, as a CSR, but because, very importantly, we must realize that the contribution of the women in the economy currently, you know, it is not actually calculated to the T. It is not measured to incomplete. But if the women contribution is factored into the economy, we would actually become the first largest economy in the world. It is actually attributed that the world economy, the global economy, would increase by 28 trillion US dollars if the women contribution is factored in. Just imagine, from a 3.5 trillion economy, India would become, and we are actually aspiring to become, a $10 trillion economy in 2047. And if we just increase the women contribution to 50%, we are going to achieve it much earlier than 2047. It is just the women contribution which is waiting to be taken forward. And we can do that by actually helping these biases by overcoming these challenges.
Basically, when we talk about entrepreneurship, what exactly does an entrepreneur look for? One is the financial freedom, and the second is brain freedom. So the two main reasons, things that entrepreneurs are. And both these, for women, entrepreneurship is a better option than employment. Because they get a lot of brain freedom, they can plan accordingly. Only thing is that they need to have process, system and strategies, and they should build a team. More often than not, what happens is they become self-employed. They get into doing everything by themselves. There's no possibility of growth. So if they can build a good team and then bring process, systems and strategies in the business, it can be scalable, and at the same time, taking care, as President Ma'am was telling, they need to take care of the family. That's the primary role and responsibility that your creator has given. Now what happens in case you are sacrificing that for career, then the ultimate result will be a very demolished society. So you have to take care of the children, the family. That's the prime responsibility that the creator has given. You cannot substitute that, right? Now, in that case, you need a lot of time freedom. And what better option do you have than entrepreneurship? To get that. One is that. And the second thing is, we have a lot of challenges. Women entrepreneurs, they face a lot of challenges and all that. We have a very clear role model in front of us in Khadija Kubra. She was the best and the most powerful business person of the era. How did she manage? She built a team. Mir Abdul Hafiz.
She's asking to repeat the name of our
Hazrat Khadija Kubra, the first lady of Islam, Hazrat Khadija Kubra. She was the most powerful business person. She was doing import and export. How could a woman do that? Because she had that knowledge and that capability of building teams, and she could identify the best salesperson in Jerusalem. I mean, best in the sales. So what better role model do the women want today than to emulate him? Definitely success is for them.
Lady sitting on the left hand side, they already addressed most of the problems faced by the women in the entrepreneurship. I will not talk on that. I will talk on the positive side of it. We have all seen our mothers, wives, daughters at home, how powerful they are. They are very powerful people than us. It has happened to me in my life that I have worked under two women who are the most powerful managing directors whom I have seen in my life. One of the best things what I can say is, in business, whether the director or the owner, whether it's a woman or a man, the challenges are the same. Other than the points, ladies which they have opened up. But the real advantage with women is they are the most successful business owners than men. We have seen it. They take their decisions very well. Very recently I was reading that the women's memory power is 6 times higher than the men. Tell me what else you want from them. So, to run any business, women are more capable of. They can do much better than us. Very unfortunately, we haven't given the chance. If I have to talk about the weakness for the women, is that they are not getting the chance to start their own businesses, which I request people sitting here to give that kind of a chance to your daughters. They will definitely do better.
So the biggest disorder in the community is the disorder of the mindset of the community. The poet has rightly highlighted, "Quwwat-e fikr amal pehle fana hoti hai. Quwwat-e fikr amal pehle fana hoti hai. Tab kisi qawm ki shaukat mein zawal aata hai." If you could look upon the disorders which have occurred in Muslim community, those have occurred in generic format at two different fronts. Point number one, the confined thought process of manhood. A very confined thought process of the people in and around. Islam never advocated the confinement in the thoughts. Islam has always given the broad-mindedness. Islam has also highlighted that if at all the basic values are maintained in the life, certainly the roads are too broad for you to walk upon, to drive upon. That's point number one. Point number two, which is to be clearly understood, is the liberty which was either demanded by women or dictated by women for women. Unfortunately, it has been defined into a wrong format. These were the two big disorders. Please allow me to highlight and explain it in a little format. Quran says, "Ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'ala an-nisa." Men are given more power on women. the total definition of this ayah has been either misarticulated or misunderstood. It was only in the administrative perspective where the Quran has said that for the administrative affairs, men have been given the more power unto women. But it is not to make the decisions of what they do, what they earn. Quran in Surah An-Nisa very clearly says, لِلْرِجَالِ نَصِيبٌ مِمَّا اكْتَسَبُوا وَلِلنِّسَاءِ نَصِيبٌ مِمَّا اكْتَسَبْنَ. For men, the part is what they earn, and for women, the part is what they earn. And this ayah is the part of Surah An-Nisa where the principles of inheritance have been enunciated. So we need to understand, women have all those rights, women have all those aspects and liberties which are being claimed, but well within the boundaries defined by Islam. This is to be really clearly understood. Thank you.
You need to live your passion. Don't you agree? Or do you agree? You need to live your passion and have a fire in your belly in order to become a successful women entrepreneur, or just be an entrepreneur. With this, I have a next question. Do you experience a resistance when you're leading a man?
Unfortunately, yes. Where decisions are not taken, the word is not taken as an input. Again, it is the mindset of our community. We have to work harder to prove ourselves. Only then we are heard. Maybe only after a lot of experience that people give us the due respect. A new entrepreneur finds it very difficult to lead them.
That's it. Absolutely, undoubtedly, and definitely. But I'm not talking on behalf of any community. I'm talking as an entrepreneur. I'm talking of a woman who needs a lot of the APAC. 100% there is a resistance. But I found it, I didn't find it very strange, but I found it amazing because when a woman is assertive, she is labeled as arrogant. She is labeled as being very intimidating. But when a man has the same qualities to lead, they say he has got leadership skills. A woman sitting at the table, and which I do very often, and most of them are men, when I have to take decisions, well, that could come across a little intimidating to an Indian man. Let me say that. Because I also work internationally. There, their culture is different. Here, there is a conditioning. The reason is, I don't blame them for that as well, because most of them, people of my generation, have seen women in secondary roles, who are not the decision makers, who do not have purchasing power. This is where the secret lies. So when they have to report to a woman, they have to take, I wouldn't say orders, but probably synchronize with the woman. I do see that because of their conditioning, I do see the first thing that comes, psychology, you don't understand that very well. So the first thing that comes is resistance. We show a lot of resistance to something which is not common. 100% I've seen it, but as generations go by, I've been there for about 30 years, the millennials now, I don't think there is any resistance, even apart from the entrepreneurship. We see the synchronizing between the husband and wife, the way they contribute towards work, and the freedom and the liberty and the support and the non-judgmental attitudes that the present generation has is very progressive, which I guess people of our generation did not have. And hence, entrepreneurship for women sees greater light than what people of our generation do. And I think, again, if you have a woman sitting on the table, sharing the table, I think the woman will be very happy because one doesn't have gender. Those are my thoughts.
Both of you are actually pointing out something which is very, very evident. I run an organization of 500 plus people, and I have been in this industry where real estate is a very, very important, is a major component of it. So, real estate is a very, very men domain. So whether it is construction, whether it is building materials, whether it is working in the domains, men's domain, I have found, and even in my cases, I have found in my 10 years of my journey, 12 years of my journey in India, I I have definitely struggled because every time I have to prove myself. And it is not only with my organization, which I have seen across. A woman has to continuously keep on proving herself. There's a constant burden of proving herself, proving her successes, proving her mental. That is there for a woman, which in case of a man is never so. She's already pointed out that a woman, her attitude is, is very focused, is on getting the deliverables done, the targets to be achieved, and she is actually either labeled a bitch, or she's labeled bossy. There is a lot of name calling which is done to her. Let's accept that fact. Let's not shy away from saying that. A woman, in fact, I take a lot of pride in I'm actually called a bitch by my colleagues. That means I'm doing something right. Trust me. That means I'm doing something right. But that's the attitude. There are also instances where I have seen with my female, colleagues, companions, or where a woman has even been labeled frivolous. That's why I said there are biases. Just because she is, working hard, she's working with a man. Her character, it's very easy to assassinate her character. She's a very easy punch for that. These are things which are happening more so in the subcontinent and in Asia. I would also include Asia, Far East countries. And then largely because women were always meant to serve. The attitude of women was they're only meant to serve. And this acceptance, that is where the role of a man is very important. The role of a man that, no, she's not a server. She can be a giver. She is a giver. She's a caretaker. Comes in place. But our younger generation is very, very well placed. It is the generation of ours, or it is the previous generation, which had completely lost its way. The future generation, and we are in very good hands. The future generation is very balanced. The future generation is more compassionate and more empathetic. This generation of the millennials that we call know their rights, they know the rights of others, they do not want to lead by trampling over or jumping over others. They know their place, they want to give others their place. They're more empathetic than the generation we are from or the previous generation. So because of this, we are seeing India, the future of India actually evolving into a better, because the future of India is in good hands. It is really in good hands. It's in hands of empathetic and compassionate Indians. These are people, the future of India is really very compassionate when it comes to women. Nowadays, when I see, earlier in my generation, having one child was a big no-no, having one girl child was a big no-no. Nowadays, it is acceptable. Having one girl child only is acceptable now. The husbands and the couple are actually balancing their work. I mean, it is no more a struggle for a woman to come home and to actually do the homework or the housework. The man is actually helping her. He's either helping in the dishes or the cooking, or is helping with the child. Earlier in our generation, the woman had to do the household, she had to do the cleaning, she had to take care of the kids, but no more. So this generation of the millennials is much better placed, and it gives me a lot of relief when I say this, that the future of India is in good hands. And I'm seeing that because I work a lot with the millennials, I work a lot with the younger generation, and I am from the older generation, so I know my generation where it has gone wrong. And yes, for a woman, again I reiterate, it's not easy. But yes, it has been made easy now. But our struggles, there have been many women who have actually, paved the way for us. Really paved the way for us to lead a better life and better, world in terms of entrepreneurship and even in the workplace. The work conditions are much better. We have Bosch also now. As per policy, every corporate is also adopting Bosch, which is also securing women. nowadays, but it is just that, again I'm reiterating for all the women here and all the men also. Please understand that. You have to educate yourself on not only posh but also the rights of the women. You can only give the rights to the woman when you know their rights. It is very important, which was very, very well pointed out. And again, I think हमारे हर चीज़ का नुस्खा हमारे कुरान में है, but सिर्फ हम उस नुस्खे को ढूंढते नहीं. We found like we're taking things very easy, and the easy way is कि हम पढ़ते interpretation वो करते हैं जो हमारे पास आती है. हम तफसील में नहीं जाते. We're not researching. We're not doing in-depth research. But every solution is in our Quran, and it is there. All rights to women are given there. The progressive world, when we are talking about US, when we are talking about the developed world, they have actually taken all of these from our religion. Trust me, everything is there in our religion.
Let us agree to agree, and let us also agree to disagree. Very nicely articulated, man. I also would like to add an interesting narration which came from the Hadith. There was a time when Prophet, peace be upon him, was to select a responsible supervisor for the market of Ukaz. And do you know whom he selects? He selects Hazrat Khamsa radiallahu ta'ala anha. That very clearly says that the responsibility of this kind can even be given to the women in any timeline. Alhamdulillah. This is where I totally agree with you. We have been speaking with respect to the significance of the education. I would rather emphasize, we need to emphasize upon the significance of right education. Not the one which disorders the community, not the one which corrupts the mindset and intellect, the one which gives the constructive thought processes. And I also agree with your second point. The future seems to be into the very constructive and the fascinating hands which are responsibly going to handle this situation in and around. But one thing which is fact, with all our definitions, we have corrected the question which was primarily asked. And I'm very sorry for this point to put forth. Can you repeat your question again, please?
Do you experience resistance when you're leading men?
Do you experience resistance
when you're leading men?
I give an example of Hazrat Khamsa. Besides, I must also talk about animal husbandry, livestock farming, daycare, and many more institutions during the prophethood time, which were directly run and supervised by women, and under whom men used to work. And absolutely there was no resistance. एक मर्तबा सूरत हाल ऐसी पेश आई कि एक डिवोर्स्ड वुमन अपने बाग की तरफ जा रही थी. कुछ लोगों ने यह इल्जाम किया कि आप डिवोर्स घर में रुकी रहे. रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के पास वो चली आई. हजरत जाबिर बिन अब्दुल्लाह रज़ी अल्लाह अन्हु की खाला थी. उन्होंने फरमाया कि या रसूलल्लाह मैं डिवोर्स्ड हूँ, मेरा बाग है, कुछ लोग उसकी रखवाली करते हैं, लेकिन मैं ऐसे छोड़ नहीं सकती. लाजिम है कि मैं उनकी सुपरविजन का काम करूं. आपको जानकर ताज्जुब होगा कि रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम का जवाब क्या था. आपने फरमाया कि तुम ही अपने बाग की निगहबानी के पूरे हुकूक हासिल हैं, इसलिए कि कल जब ये बाग अच्छी पैदावार देगा तो तुम राह खुदाबंदी में आगे बढ़कर खर्च करने वाली बनोगी. एक थॉट प्रोसेस है. We need to inculcate that mindset. We need to cultivate that thought process. Only then the likely change is likely to come. And the disorder which is happening in terms of who has to lead whom, at what front, is going to be taken totally away. Thank you.
That is a great insight for the topic that we discussed. We have a lot of things to discuss. This topic is something which can go on and on and on. But let's give an opportunity to the others as well. With this, I'm going to conclude by thanking all of our panelists for adding a very insightful thought process for their experience and motivating all the women like how to become a successful. With this, I would again say, I want every little girl who's being told that she's bossy to be told again that she has a leadership skills today. Live your passion, have a fire in your belly, you can become a successful entrepreneur. For any support in the network, we all are here for you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
She need to be told. I said, why does she need to be told to have a fire in the belly?
She would be having it. Yes.
She doesn't need anybody agreeing.
Thank you very much.
Before concluding, any two audience, would you like to have any question to the panelists? Anyone would like to have? Yes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So we have been speaking a lot of things about the women entrepreneurs and challenges in the women entrepreneurship. But one thing we are not focusing here with respect to our latest researches, we have been not focusing more on innovations from the women's side. Because that's what we are facing it now. As a member from WTC, you know that like how many innovations are coming from other countries compared to our country. And on top of that, the inventors, the women who are generating the inventions are very, very minimum in India. So as part of Indian government, like they have given 80% reduction or concessions to the women entrepreneur or women inventor who is filing patents in India. So this needs to be, this awareness needs to be created, and it has to be given to all women entrepreneurs so that they can success more in life. And I request the members to speak more about innovation in terms of challenges faced by the women entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Excuse me, just to add 2 words to Mr. Jawad said. My daughter is hardly 8 years old. I inspire her every day to become a scientist. And she is innovating this or that. That's my part to Mr. Jawad, that we have to encourage our daughters to be scientists and innovators.
Okay. One is the question. So one is a question on innovation, women and innovation, and internationally how much innovation is coming from women and what is India doing as far as innovation is concerned for the women, right? That's one question. Second is an insight that you give that your daughter is an 8-year-old and you want her to do science, right? See, as far as innovation is concerned, as far as the country is concerned and innovation is concerned, unfortunately we do not have a history, we do not have any background wherein we can actually showcase that in modern times there is an innovation which is coming from India. Unfortunately, we do not have such showcases to show for, okay, because much of the innovation that we see has come from the West or from the developed countries, and India, in spite of having a lot of skill power or manpower, which even the developed countries is actually using, other than Hotmail, we do not have anything to our credit to actually show, or WhatsApp. These are the 2 platforms that people probably take credit for. Innovation, but for this, what we as a country require to do is we need to actually build up innovation in the mindset. Like even in the IITs and our education system, we need to encourage that. But our current education system has not encouraged even R&D or for that matter innovation. I'll give you one example. That in Digital India, when we are talking about Digital India, when we are talking about technology, we've set up we're talking about electronic system design manufacturing in India, we unfortunately do not have anything to showcase it. We had the Apple, Foxconn, Vivo, Xiaomi and other electronic companies coming to India and giving us their technology. But India did not have a technology and still does not have any technology to showcase for. Like even now we're trying to encourage that through startups and all.
But nothing of that, like unicorn, when we would like to talk about, we have got very limited unicorns. Probably, I mean, what is the statistic? Somewhere around 12 unicorns so far. 12 unicorns so far we've had, but that too only in software, not in anything got to do with product. Unicorns so far we've not got anything to show. So the education system is something that we really need to work on in India to actually encourage that. Secondly, when it comes to policies, there is a lot of policies. We're talking about intellectual property, we're talking about IRs, we're talking about patents, but even then our laws are very weak, still very weak. We're trying to put them, drafting them in paper, but implementation is very weak for us. So forget about women. There's nothing special as far as women entrepreneurs is concerned. Like we're talking about Stand-Up India, we're talking about facilitation, but actual women entrepreneurship would come when we have access to money being given to women interest-free. You are getting, the woman is getting access to funds, she is getting it at a higher rate, of almost probably 13%. If National Bank gives it at the same rate which man entrepreneur is getting or a businessman is getting. A woman is not getting any special concessions there to encourage her entrepreneurship. कहने के लिए हम कहते हैं, but practically implement जब आती है ना, कोई special उसको कुछ कोई ऐसा नहीं दिया जा रहा है. कहाँ दिया जा रहा है special? Entrepreneurship में नहीं दे रहा है, employment में दिया जा रहा है, corporate में दिया जा रहा है, but entrepreneur को, because what does an entrepreneur require? Requires an access to market, access to money and access to mentors. मेंटोर उसको मिलता है उसी वाली चीज में जैसे उसको सब जगह मिलता है. एक्सेस टू मार्केट भी उसको वैसे ही मिलता है जैसे सबको बाकी सारे एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को मिलता है. अब एक ही चीज है जो उसको डिफरेंशिएट कर सकता है, वो है एक्सेस टू फंड्स. वो भी उसको डिफरेंशिएटेड रेट में नहीं मिलता. तो कहने के लिए स्टैंड अप इंडिया है, अगर उसको कुछ स्पेशल नहीं मिल रहा है. अभी उस वाले में कहीं पे गवर्नमेंट ने बहुत सारी स्कीम्स निकाली है, जैसे महिला स्कीम निकाली है. देयर आर सर्टेन, but that is nothing which we would say that it is special. जैसे उसको इंटरेस्ट भी मिल रहा है, उसको स्पेशल इंटरेस्ट कंसेशंस भी मिल रहा है, वो नहीं मिल रहा. So that encouragement is still very far for India to talk about. Thank you so much. Something else to ask. Let us finish.
Probably like audience, whoever is having a question, we can take it offline. Our panelists are here itself. Is that okay?
No, as far as your daughter is concerned, it's STEM. See, I will tell you, in India what is happening, not only India, but globally, women are entering into STEM. There's a lot of women influx which we are seeing in STEM. Incidentally, I will tell you, there was one company which was encouraging women largely, they were employing largely women in technology, not from the front end, but from the engineer side. So there is one company which has a maximum number of patents by women employees. So there are few companies which have an internal policy which are encouraging women. They're giving those patents to their employees. They're giving extra shares. They're giving certain equities to the women entrepreneurs to prove, especially the patents are in whose name their patents are. So there is one company that I know of is doing. There is another company which used to do, but I am not sure what it's doing right in today's time. Used to be a vendor to Microsoft. They used to also have that. But statistically, it's a lot of good field for you to consider. If you look at the statistics also of IIT, women numbers are in.
Thank you so much. I hope the question is being answered. Now over to MC.
Anything more? I think we can address your questions online. Our panelists are available online. You can write to them. Okay. Thank you very much. We need to go ahead. And I thank all the panelists present here for giving such a wonderful insights and also sharing the experiences and also addressing the challenges of women. And I feel that women are not facing challenges, but women are giving challenges to the men today. And also, I feel that we are not leading the women, but women are leading us, because at least in my home, every day my itinerary is created by a woman. We all, thank you all. Going forward, we have with us as a guest speaker, he is the founder and director of Mount Jody Ventures, Mr. Sharif Kotapurti. Okay.
ये होती है कि मैं कमजोर हूँ, आप कभी कमजोर नहीं। कोई मेरे सामने बोले कमजोर है, मैं उसके मुंह पे जाके हंस दूंगा, उसके चेहरे पे खड़ा हूँ, हंसूंगा, बोलूंगा अगर वो कमजोर है तो तुम भी आए उस दुनिया में तो एक बहन की वजह से है। और वुमेन्स एंटरप्रेन्योर्स बहुत जरूरी है खड़े होना, क्योंकि आप लोग अगर खड़े होंगे तो बहुत सी ऐसी बहनें हैं जो बाहर जाके कुछ करना चाहती हैं, तो उनकी हिम्मत आप ही लोग हैं। जब आप लोग हिम्मत से खड़े होकर बिजनेस करेंगे तो 4 लोग आपको देखकर और खड़े होंगे कि नहीं, बहनों का भी वक्त है। हमारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सपोर्ट करती है उन लोगों को जो बिजनेस करते हैं रिसर्च करने में और अपने बिजनेस को आगे बढ़ाने में फॉर सोशल मीडिया, फॉर फ्री, चार्ज नहीं करते। बट उन लोगों को सपोर्ट करते हैं जो ईमानदारी से, लॉयल्टी से अपना बिजनेस चलाते हैं। उन लोगों को नहीं करते जिनकी क्वालिटी खराब है। आप अपने काम को ईमानदारी से चलाइए, यकीन मानिए कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है। हो सकता है आप में से कोई बैठा हुआ किसी दिन प्रधानमंत्री जी आपको अवार्ड दे रहे हो, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है। बशर्ते के बहुत अफसोस की बात यह है कि आप अपने आप को ये सोचना छोड़ दिए कि आप कमजोर हो। आप कमजोर है ही नहीं, वरना नरेंद्र मोदी जी प्रधानमंत्री नहीं होते, सचिन तेंदुलकर एक प्लेयर नहीं होता अगर उसे एक वुमेन जन्म नहीं देती। तो आप लोग कमजोर है ही नहीं, आप लोग कमजोर। थैंक यू। ये भी इंशाल्लाह हम लोग लॉन्च कर रहे हैं हैदराबाद में, तो अगर आपके लोग हैदराबाद में हैं तो आप उनसे बोल सकते हैं कि हमसे आगे करें।
Thank you, Mohit sir. All right, I'd like to welcome our guest of speaker, Mr. Sharif Kotapura, right? I pronounce it okay. Founder, Director, Mount Jody Ventures. Thank you, sir. Please.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I'm here as a substitute speaker. This was supposed to have been presented by the CEO of the Step Up Ventures, based out of Delhi, Mr. Raja Singh. Unfortunately, he has fallen sick, so I'm actually presenting it on his behalf. And pardon me if I make some, have some hiccups. So a lot of people ask us as to what's the basic difference between a new age entrepreneur and a typical businessman. We have a lot of people who are doing businesses. There are a lot of people who have done quite well doing businesses, whether it be trading, whether it be manufacturing, whether it be export, import, and so on. Right? The major difference is that a businessman takes an existing idea which is already there, and he probably does it incrementally better, or he just copies the idea and then implements it in a place where it is not there, or comes there as a competitor to somebody else who is doing it and takes a part of his business. But there's nothing revolutionary, nothing totally different from what that person is doing. Businessmen would tend to avoid taking risks. They are putting their own money, their hard-earned money, and there is a limit to which they can take risks. And hence, they go by set templates. They are highly, profit-oriented, and they are a market player just like so many others. So if I have a hardware store in City Market, there are probably 50 other hardware stores, and I'm not going to be any different from others. I may have a better relationship with some builders. I get some extra business from there. I might price my product slightly cheaper than others and hence get some business. The others will match my price, and this game continues. So I'm just there in the market as yet another player compared to other businessmen working. That's not what a new age entrepreneur does. The new age entrepreneur identifies a need which is not being met, and then comes up with a product or a service which is totally different from the kind of products or services which are being offered. Take the example of Uber, your cab aggregator. So taxi cabs have been there and available for hailing to go from point A to point B. Now Uber came up with this idea, and in the US, that there are so many people who have vehicles and who are willing to take trips as an additional income. And if I can get them on a platform, and if I can get people to book their services on an app, then I can make a match here and I can get a small commission from that, and hence I would be able to set up this idea. Now this is a totally revolutionary thinking from this side. This is a risk because you don't know if really people will take the app, adapt to it, and actually use the services. You don't know if people will register their cars for availability to transport people. So there's so many unknowns. In fact, there are so many unknowns that when he went this idea and tried to raise funds, he was rejected more than 50 times. He was rejected by a large number of venture capitalists said this idea is not going to work. We're not going to give you money. So but he was still, he said, I understand the nature of the business. I understand the thinking process of the youngsters. Many of the youngsters, they don't want to own a vehicle of their own. They want to be free. They want to be able to, go using the cheapest method available from point A to point B. And they don't mind going, in these services. I think this will take off. So he persisted. And with this persistence, finally, he found a funder. And, Uber is today a well-known story and a great success. In fact, one of the VCs who rejected him, famously said, if I had put my money when he came to me, I would have retired by now and be in Bahamas, taking my holidays. I did not do anything else. I mean, that was the kind of money that Uber made. for the investors. Given a surprise, even the founders of Google, right, Larry and Sergey, when they were PhD students in Stanford, they thought that coming up with a great search engine where people can get their questions answered would be a service that a lot of people want. They probably didn't even have an idea of how to monetize it and so on, or the right way to monetize it. Those things came later. They went with this idea to, again, I believe about 70 plus VCs, and they all turned down their idea. Said, we're not going to invest in this. This is, a waste of our money. They got so desperate that they went to someone and said, we are willing to sell our, whatever we have done so far, we'll sell it for $1 million. Okay, and we will go back and complete our PhD in Stanford. We have taken time off from the PhD to do this. You just pay us $1 million and for all the effort that we have put in, for all the IP that we have developed, and we will give it to you and then you take it. Even that was rejected. They said it's not even worth giving you $1 million for whatever you have done. But they then said, okay, if you're not getting that, let's just go and try more. And finally, you all know where Google is today. And the entrepreneur typically wants to be a market leader rather than you have the. So, how do you define a new age startup? Right? It's a new business, like the examples that I gave. It's an innovation which goes behind that, saying that we can do it in a different way. We can use a different technology and different business model to tackle this problem or to solve this problem. You put in technology to be able to solve it, and you have to be 100% passionate. And you have to believe in yourself, you have to believe in the idea, and then we get a successful startup. Go to the next one. There are hundreds of examples. I'll just skip through this very fast. We have seen the movement from, the travel agents, to the Make My Trips and Expedia and so on, where today it is an aberration. Today it's abnormal to see someone go to a travel agency and get the tickets done. Whereas in my youth, that was the only way to get things done. Right? Commute we talked about, information we talked about, all these things, whether it be reading your books, whether it is, you hardly, a lot of the youngsters wouldn't even know how to open a book and turn these things. Someone had sent me a series of cartoons where children are looking at a book and the mother is saying, no, you don't need a password, you just open it and you can read it. So that's the level to which the youngsters have gone today. Communication, you don't have the trunk calls. Many of the youngsters here won't even know what it is, but you don't go and book a call and then wait for the other party to answer and then you talk. Or you don't send telegrams to convey messages. You just send emails, you do voice chats, you do messaging, instant messaging, and so on. Shopping, many of the people here are actually people who have physical stores, but there is a risk that you will get upstaged by someone, some youngster who comes and says, we don't need costly real estate, whether it be in the commercial street or Brigade Road or in other places. We can do it from a warehouse or we can do it from our garage, and we will be able to service the customers better than you. Now, how does an entrepreneur actually get to do the startup? So the first thing is to envisage something which doesn't exist today. So you sort of live in the future. You think of what could it be that people are not doing right now, but if they had the opportunity, things would be much easier. Co-living spaces, right? Youngsters who graduate from school, from college, they don't want to go looking for a house to rent out and then get furniture, then get a cook, get some a washing machine or a cleaning service. It's hundreds of headaches. Whereas in a co-living space, I just walk in, I get a bed, I get all the facilities, I get much more than what I would get from a rented house. And the person is not committed to, the youngster today is not committed to the town. I may work for a year in Bangalore, then I'll go to Pune, work for 6 months there, then move to Hyderabad. So I don't want to, not me with my grey hair, but the youngsters today don't want to, set up roots anyway. They're not interested in buying a house, they're not interested in investing, in real estate. They would rather invest in stock market. They would rather invest in new startups and then, and get their money. So find out what is missing, then get that idea. You bounce this idea with a few of your friends or few of people from outside your circle, because it could be that your friend circle may have people with very similar thoughts. So try to bounce this idea off of a slightly diverse set of people. Get the feedback, make a small prototype and see if it is actually being used. Launch it in a very, very small fashion and initially try, getting funding from your friend, what they call the 3Fs, your friends, families and fools who will put money behind your idea, and then you take it, that's a very small capital that you'll raise initially. Use it to do a slightly better prototype till the prototype starts gaining traction. Okay. You launch it and see whether you're getting repeat customers. Getting repeat customers or even getting referral customers shows that your idea has some value in it. I remember when Gmail was originally launched, Gmail was available by invite only. You couldn't go and sign up for Gmail. Someone who is using Gmail has to refer you for you to be able to sign up to Gmail. So that way, Google was able to immediately sense whether there is value in Gmail or not. So this is called fail fast method of development, where you try out an idea, launch it in a small thing. If it doesn't seem to be going anywhere, don't spend too much time, kill it, go to the next idea. Right? And you basically do this kind of a launch, and then see if you are on a growth path. If you are on a consistent growth path, then you have sort of made it. You can go to the venture capitalists, you can show them the growth that you have done so far, and you'll probably get money from the VCs to grow your business further. So the first thing, so a lot of people, with their initial idea, they come to us and says, we have this great idea and we want funding to be able to do the idea. That's putting the cart before the horse. Right? People, if you want funding in that stage, again, go to the 3Fs and don't go to institutions, don't go to people, who are professional investors. Okay, so what is the startup life cycle and how does the funding work? So initially you have an idea, you formulate the idea, you validate it like I mentioned by talking to a few people, build a prototype, and then build what is called an MVP, a minimum viable product. That is, it may not have all the features, it may not have all the bells and whistles, but it should be good enough to be able to use and achieve certain things. So that's what's called a minimum viable product. Then you look for seed funding. The seed funding is, when you have some paying customers, some early revenue, someone who is willing to pay you money to be able to get either your product or your service, depending on what you're building. You build a proof of concept, okay, and then from using the seed funding, you get to the growth stage. So in the growth stage, you get the initial traction, get the loyal customer base with repeat customers or referral customers, and then you look for Series A and B rounds of funding. So typically the Series A and B rounds of funding are used for two things. One is to expand your presence geographically. That is, you have a service in Bangalore, now you want to do the same thing in Chennai, in Hyderabad, in Mumbai, in Delhi. So you need funding to set up things there. So that's one use of your Series A, Series B round of funding. The second use of the funding is to build a better technology stack and build what is called as a moat. You want to be, so once you have got to this stage, now a lot of people are saying, oh, this looks like a good idea. This looks like something which we can also do. So let's try and, and imitate this. Let's come up with a copycat, product, and then let us see how that works. Typical example, many of you would have seen. Two examples actually with Muslim entrepreneurs. One is ID Fresh. So ID Fresh, nobody thought that idli, dosha batter can be made into a 1,000 crore company. But PC Mustafa actually proved that it is possible, and he created that. So today, the old biggies like MTR are trying to get into that market because they've seen the success there. And you have so many others. You have Asal, you have Milk Mist, and so many other brands which are trying to imitate what ID Foods is doing and then try and get their market share. But what ID Foods has done is that they've built such a technology stack that they're able to predict the uptake of their products based on the day of the month, based on festival season, based on so many other parameters, that they're able to stock the stores to the right amount with the least amount of pickup back from the stores. And they have also built up a network by which whatever they ultimately do pick up, because you cannot have a zero pickup back, they're able to sell it very fast using other channels. So that's one. Second example is Fresh to Home, the meat and fish supply. Got successful, and you have now, at least we have seen the proposals asking for investment for at least 3-4 competitors. There are so many others who did not even come. So once you have a little bit of success, you have a lot of copycats, and you use these A-B rounds to keep that board or the gap so that it's difficult for others to catch up with you. In the scale-up stage, you build new growth channels, you get higher rounds of funding, you probably expand internationally, and so on. And finally, when you reach a particular level and profitability, then you go for an IPO, or you get bought by some other company, you merge with some other company, and these are the places where the initial investors will, or all the investors will start getting their returns. So here's where you get For the idea validation, you get your money either from your own pocket you put it, or from your friends, family, and you know. The other one is if you have startup competitions. There are so many incubators, colleges, governments which run these competitions with some 20 lakh, 50 lakh kind of prize money. So those prize money can also be used for the initial funding. For the seed funding, you have incubators, you have government loan schemes, angel investors, and so on. In the growth stage, you go to venture funds. For the scale-up stage, you go to either bigger venture funds or to private equity and so on. Now, what do investors look for? They look for, what is the problem that you're solving, and how well I'm audible. Okay, and how well you are tackling that problem. What's the kind of solution that you have? What's the kind of management that is present? How good is the team? How good are the founders? Are they reliable? So as you scale, your economies of scale should kick in. It should be easy to scale without having to hire multiple people at a very high level and so on. How robust are the financials and what is the potential for an exit? Where will I ultimately make money? So that's what the investors look at. Now, how do you go about fundraising? First thing is to understand why you need the fund, and is it really necessary? Can I grow this business without taking the funds? And if I need to raise funds, what's the minimum funds that I need to raise, and how exactly am I going to spend that money that I raise? Is it in marketing, in technology development, in hiring some key positions? So all these things you need to put down on paper and say, here is why I need my funding. Then, what collateral will you be able to provide for fundraise, especially for, if you're looking at, debt or a low risk kind of funding. You have to find the right investor who will not only put money, but also give you additional help, either in access to markets or in guidance on how to go about doing things, in financial discipline, in corporate governance. So there are a lot of things as a small startup entrepreneur you probably don't fully understand or you're not on top of. So is the investor going to help you out in any of these things? And we need to understand that there is going to be a very rigorous process of diligence where the investor will look at whether all legal steps are followed. Are there anything which is potentially illegal that you have done? Is the financial bookkeeping correct? Are the numbers that you projected accurate? So this whole financial and legal due diligence could typically take 1.5 to 3 months of time. And once you've done that and you agree on a value for the company, then you can expect the fund to come. So these are all the things that need to be done before ultimately you get money in your bank. And after getting the investment, you have to be very meticulous about reporting on a very regular basis, typically on a monthly basis. There has to be complete transparency in what you're doing. The worst thing that the investors want to see is saying that, no, we are doing everything, there's no need for you to come in. These are things that you don't have to worry about. The absolute transparency, and you have to have proper governance processes in place, where you can't have things like nepotism, you can't have things like doing bribery to get your orders, you can't have violation of simple ROC regulations and so on. So that's brief of this thing. I open for any few questions at least. I don't know if we have time.
Jazakallah khair, Sharif sir. Thank you so much for taking us through the complete startup ecosystem. For members who are present here, if you can just sum it up. So as Sharif sir said, there are two types of businesses that one can do. A conventional business that is already existing, where you take a part of that share, where you need to identify the demand and supply gap, and then you pitch in with your entity and then start making business. That's one part. That's a conventional, which is already existing. And the second one is coming out with an innovative product, which you need to see what is the need or a desire or a pain point that is solving for a customer. That is, again, which can grow exponentially. That is what possibly the startup ecosystem, the venture capitalists look at. So thank you so much. If members have got any, because of paucity of time, maybe we can take one or two questions alone. Beyond that, I'm sure a lot of you will have many questions to ask. We can take them offline, or we can share the email IDs with their permission, so that you can get an answer from these people directly. Okay, one or two questions probably we can take. I think we can have a mic there. Teachers, can we have a mic here?
Thank you, Mr. Sharif, for taking us through. I have a very quick question. I have an idea which can generate 100 crore or it can go up to 1,000 crores. But I need an investment of 10 crores. I am not finding the right person. I have solved one problem. If that problem is persistent, universal level, like everywhere, in the field of education, I feel that problem persists with me, and the same problem exists everywhere. So I have the solution. To scale up that, it's very difficult. How do I take the help of the people?
So, like I mentioned, when you have an idea, if you already have a solution which is implemented in one place, I don't know if it's a school-based solution or whatever be the thing, or it's an online solution, whatever. If you can implement it in a small scale, maybe at one location, maybe with a limited number of people, and show that that is successful, that is giving the right kind of, the feedback that we get from the customers are all positive, and you have people who are willing to pay for the services. That's when you can go for a seed funding, and you don't expect the 10 crore to come in one shot, right? So somebody will probably give you a crore or 2 crores and say use this crore or 2 crore, and then show that you're able to get it to a certain level. You get it to that level, then you go to the bigger players and say, look, I have got it to this level with 1 crore, 2 crore investment. Now I need 8 crores more or 10 crores more to be able to grow it to 100x, and then you will be able to get that particular. So you have to, you can't be on the ground, show something on the sky, and say I want money for that. You have to go step by step, and at each step, people will be able to give you a little more.
How do we differentiate between crowdfunding and venture capital?
So crowdfunding is basically when you have people, not institutions, but individuals who believe in your idea, who believe in what you're trying to do, putting in small amounts, right? So you would typically, let's say you have the requirement for 50 lakh rupees, and you can do a crowdfunding saying that please put 1 lakh, and you get 50 people to put 1 lakh each, so you'll have 50 lakh rupees. So it's got its positives and its negatives, right? The crowdfunding will require less diligence. There will be less scrutiny of what you're doing. But a crowdfunded company will then find it more difficult to get institutional investors later, unless you're doing extremely well. Because institutional investors hate to see a lot of shareholders in a company. So crowdfunding again, one way you could potentially get over this is to do a crowdfunding which also has a predefined exit clause, saying that you invest 1 lakh, you get so many shares. But if within 3 years I give you 3 lakhs, you have to sell your share to me. Right? I'm giving you a 3x return within 3 years. If I offer that to you, you have to sell. I'm not bound to offer that, but if I am offering it, you should be able to, you are bound to sell to me. That could be one way of offsetting this thing. I think most people will be happy to see a 3x return in 3 years. So people may agree to it. Real merit.
Thank you so much, Sharif Sir, and Ivan Bhai, thank you so much once again for making it to this year and sharing your insights here. I'm sure most of them would have benefited out of this presentation of yours. Thank you once again. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sharif Saab. It was a good workshop for startup, and also it gave me an idea to start a business, and I would like to invite who joined this idea. The idea is, who will fold my blanket in the morning? Which I always will be wondering, who will fold my blanket in the morning? Okay, so moving ahead, thank you. We have other guest who is patiently waiting with us from morning, and he is a scientist and also an environmentalist, and he has done tremendous research on renewable energy, solar energy. I welcome Dr. Subhash Chandra Bose to address the crowd and share his thoughts, his knowledge, his experience, and also lead us into renewable energies business. Thank you, sir. And we are almost at the end of the session, so can we have the mic number 4?
Good evening. I am Subhash Chandra Bose, Indian Air Force Air Veteran. Particularly today, I thank MIA for giving me this opportunity to speak over here. And another important information which I would like to share with you all is, today is Indian Armed Forces Veterans Day. So I am also representing an Indian Armed Forces Veterans Day, and I am an Indian Air Force veteran specialized in radars and missiles and air warfare. So that is a simple thing which we all feel happy to be an armed forces personnel. Now coming to the renewable energy. See, the universe which is there today, we are feeling, we are all everywhere, it is universe, universe, universe. But universe is nothing but renewable energy. And we say that renewable energy means solar energy or wind energy or something like that we feel. No, it is not just, this is one of the renewable energy. And the universe which is existing because of the renewable energy, let it be Earth, planet or Sun or whoever, whether it is a objective type or planetary system or the vacuum system or the individual. When we say that renewable energy we are experiencing, the most important, every animal or human is every day enjoying the renewable energy. That is nothing but our breathing. We breathe every second and we live on the earth. The day we stop, the minute we stop the breath, we are out of this universe. So renewable energy is not something mechanically or engineering wise what we see in the world. It is basically, even our breathing is also a renewable energy. So without renewable energy, this universe doesn't exist, our life doesn't exist. So when we see the renewable energy as our life, then it involves so many things. So coming from the renewable point of view, this universe, as I said, is a renewable energy, and we are also part of the renewable energy because our breathing is a renewable energy. Now coming to that one, so renewable energy point of it as starts from our breathing till we breathe in. So now coming to the solar point of it, solar energy, which particularly technically which we are trying to deal. In that concept point of it, the existence of the individual, for example, myself, I need not to take any examples because I am also part of this universe. So I take example of myself. Then coming to the it's not working, I think. At this long distance. Now, as I was telling about the renewable energy concept point of it, how the universe is existing in the form of renewable energy and ourselves as a human being within this renewable energy or in this universe. If you see the quality life and the human, it has got a verticals because of our common life and our own life. It has got a verticals that is particularly quality life and human coexistence, because it's renewable energy which makes us to be a quality life and a human existence. Renewable energy technologies and solar energy, lighting and power generation, combat climate change and environment for the safe living of the future generation, and energy conservation to save the more energy for our future generation, international economic cooperation for this particular reference point of it, how the world is existing in terms of economic cooperation with reference to renewable energies to sustain this globe, Earth, planet. Now coming to the international donors training and cooperation, so that we are all having this kind of approach to sustain this particular life of the human being for many billion years to come. So in that one, now coming to the international solar training and all, then apart from that, agriculture PV systems, because once we are living apart from the breathing, we need the food. So the food is generated from the cultivated from the agriculture. So the agriculture and PV systems, solar is again supporting the agriculture. Health and immunization and vaccine cold chain. So many diseases which are coming, particularly in recent times, which we have seen as a coronavirus. Like that, not only coronavirus, there are so many other viruses which we will be discussing in terms of other slides. Now coming to the health and immunization, after that, eco-friendly green EV transportation. Today, to sustain the green carbon pollution, to save the earth from carbon pollution, so we are also going for the electric vehicles to sustain the environment condition, so that our future generation definitely will live in a happy condition. Now coming to the next is UN Habitat and Housing and Human Settlement. Now we say how the house is how is involved with the renewable energy. Because the housing and human settlements, particularly they are not taking place in the remote villages or remote areas and remote conditions, not only within India, even in the African conditions, because there is no energy. Without energy, there is no possibility of the human existence, as we have already told. So coming to the UN Habitat, it is also when the housing and human settlement is taking place, the renewable energy, which is a decentralized energy, which is available to sustain their lives and the existence of their coexistence, as well as the single existence, family existence. Now, to support all these things, we need an industry. So in industry development also, we need the renewable energy. With the moment we put the renewable energy, industry can be started anywhere. Particularly earmarked industrial areas which are here. But the remote cottage industries and all, where is the energy? If the power comes in once in a 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours in a day, the industry cannot run and cannot survive. In such conditions, it is the renewable energy, solar energy or wind energy, which is actually able to support the system of the industry development point of view. Communication system. Today, everybody is having a communication system from WhatsApp to phone calls. Everywhere it is, we are using it, standing any corner of the world. But how it is, because there are cell towers which are existing all over the world, and those towers which are actually powered by solar energy or wind energy, particularly solar energy, they are powered because it is also having a storage system. So coming to the then apart from this communication, the next we say we are saying that the socio-economic development. How that so far they were speaking of the industry development and the human development, women development, so children development, education development. These all are coming under one heading, that is called your socio-economic development. All these things put together as an activities of different activities put together, it comes under the socio-economic heading, the life of the people. Now, to achieve the socio-economic development or industry or anything, there is a need of skill development training. The skill development training doesn't mean that only the small works or that work or this work. In renewable energy also there is a need of skill development. Thereby we have to train the people with the skill of the generation and sustaining and repair and maintenance and producing the renewable energy or solar energy or wind energy or any type of energy. Particularly today, the most suitable is the solar energy, so we are focusing on this particular solar energy point of it. Now coming to the employment, see renewable energy, again it's an employment generation, because the moment it is another area of the scientific field or industrial field, once it is existing over all over the world particularly, then in that case definitely there will be an employment opportunity. Today renewable energy has become another segment of the employment opportunity for the then coming to the employment and after that, infrastructure development. See, nowadays infrastructure, not only just industrial infrastructure, even the households. They are also having the green building concept and passive architecture, and many of our Indian architectures are not aware of the passive architecture. In 1994, I heard it from Israelis. So the passive architecture, which is a very, very most important factor to sustain the pollution, rather to eradicate the pollution and sustain the environment condition, is the passive architecture, which our architectures are not at come to that particular state of operations of passive architecture. Now coming to after that infrastructure development, education and IQ innovations development. Just before they were talking about the innovations, women participation in innovations and all. So innovations as a India, as a total the Kashmir to Kanyakumari or Lakshadweep Islands, the innovations point of it, we are almost nil. We are only copying. Something is developed and that comes from abroad to India, and we copy it, and we do the reverse engineering of it, or something like that. We are managing it, but there is no intellectual IQ development of the innovations in India. So this is one of the areas where I'm working, and the next comes is that research and development. We call research and development. Unfortunately, there is no research and development in our country. There is no research in this country. It is only a reverse engineering or some kind of upgradation or some kind of modification. Let it be ISRO, let it be DRDO, let it be any organization. I just don't say the small scale industry. In a way, small scale industry is doing better than those big DRDO or ISRO or something like that. They just built in Punjab, we call it as page catch technology, screwdriver technology. Our big institutions of this government of India, the big scientists, they are doing the screwdriver technology because every parts they come from abroad and just they fit it with the screwdrivers and spanners. So it is called as page catch technology or a screwdriver technology. It is a fact whether anybody agrees or not agrees. Now coming to the technical support to the research, support to institutions, technical support to institutions. Now if you take Karnataka government or let it be any other institutions, particularly the governments, where there are certainly lacking certain kind of technical things. Technical doesn't mean that only engineering point of it. There are so many other technical point of it where the government needs a support of an individual or an organization where they look into the technical support institutions, which for example, it's me. I am also one of the empaneled person for government of Karnataka in the state. Many states in this country, also including central government. Now coming to the disaster control and management. It's a renewable energy which acts very much in disaster control and management system. For example, when the big Ganga floods, when they take place, because in South India, the disasters are very, very less. But when you go to the Bihar, when you go to the Himalayas, the disaster is less. A disaster is very, very more the way there is a control and management system does exist, where the solar energy is implemented. But for example, when 40 medical students were stuck up in the Ganga floods in Bihar state, myself, Lalu Prasad Yadav, and Mr. Fatmi, who was the HRD minister at that time, so much we were confused how to bring them out. So ultimately we have used the renewable energy to bring them out. Even the helicopters could not reach them. So there are so many places with the disaster management, particularly I will come to the point of avalanches and other things which I have done practically in Himalayan glaciers at altitude of around 19,000 feet height, beyond Gangotri. And coming to the government planning and budgeting and evaluations. These government planning, budgeting and evaluations are also part of this one, which I have done for this government of Karnataka, Suvarna Gramadaya Yojana, SC Land Development Scheme, Ministry of Social Justice, Government of India, and your backward region grant fund planning for this government of Karnataka, and SRTPV. That is particularly for the Rajiv Gandhi Gramina Vidyutikarana Yojana Act 2003. Under that, terms of reference between the central government and the state government of Karnataka, it is me who made it given in 2010, on which your 2014-15, the solar energy has been implemented in this particular state of Karnataka. And coming to the pupils' humanitarian solutions. There are so many humanitarian solutions for the people. Somewhere the floods have taken up, somewhere disaster has taken place, and the human existence is becoming the problem of that place. There is no power, particularly like earthquakes and all. And apart from that, there is something called a quality life concept, which is not there in India at this moment. It may come after 10 years or 15 years, we don't know. But in African countries, for the last 20 years, I am doing it practically. So coming to the then exploratory studies which I am doing, that is for the quality life exploratory studies for different countries as a whole. I travel thousands of kilometers in different countries, in African countries, of course in India. I have covered from Himalayan 20,000 feet height glaciers to Lakshadweep Islands. I have driven my car practically not for the show off of parts of messages. It is to see that how the country is existing with reference to renewable energy. I am based in Delhi. Last 41 years I am in Delhi, but I know all the roads of Karnataka, which are the main roads, where they go and how they go, and which are the places where the problems are there. So because I have driven from Basav Kalyan to up to your Mangalore, and below that all these Kasaragode and all those areas I have driven car myself in this particular Karnataka state to see the real situation. We don't talk on theories and newspapers and televisions. Seeing is believing. I see, then only I speak. Then coming to the exploratory studies, after that we will go in detail. But the defense GCI radars and MGR, that is basically defense ground control interception radars. I am specialized for the fighter control radars of the warfare. That is air defense safety systems, air warfare, your tactical air mission, and the celestial navigation space. I am specialized and qualified in that also. So that is radars, and I am specialized with the manufacturing of the radars also in defense. I was an air headquarters specialist member for 8 years continuously to support the Ministry of Defense and Russian technical support to India. So these are the things which we don't speak on newspapers or WhatsApp and groups and all, because we don't need any such kind of popularity or publicity for these kind of people what they want it. Now, for example, my international credentials, because why I am telling, I am renewable energy. So whatever I have done for the renewable energy point of it. So my experience is my renewable energy, and I am sharing with you all as my renewable energy. And that is Republic of Chad. I am the one Indian who is having the Prime Minister mission protocols of other countries directly with the constitutional invitation of those countries without involving any government of India. I don't need any government of India to support me. And I am self-sufficient, and the world, for example, Republic of Chad, the Prime Minister has given the invitation, the mission protocol that is called the mission protocol order with the seal and signature of the Prime Minister of that country. So it's not a letter of invitation, it is a mission protocols. So I get directly the invitations, the mission protocol, we should not say invitation, mission protocols, directly. I am not a Prime Minister of this country, but still I get a protocol from the other country, Prime Minister, President. For example, in the Republic of Chad, I got it in 2014. Republic of Ghana, 2004. That Republic of Ghana for the exploratory studies for improving the quality life and life improvement. So these are the terms which generally our educational institutions also not teaching. They are only knowing the syllabus, that's good. But beyond the syllabus, beyond the knowledge, there are certain things which are existing in the world where India is yet to learn. And that's one of the things is quality life of the Republic of Ghana in 2004. The President of the Ghana has invited me specially to do this exploratory study for his entire country. I have traveled in every country, more thousands of kilometers physically to see, not in Google like the people who are scientists generally they do. No, I travel and I do it. Now coming to the Republic of Nigeria in 2001 and 2002, particularly the Republic of Nigeria under Africa electrification. Under Africa electrification, which we have been listening many places, Africa doesn't have power, top continent like that, so many comments are there. But the reality is that in 2001, the mission protocol of the US, Bill Clinton versus the Nigerian government has taken up, and I have been the international program exchange between the Nigeria and the US government. Then coming to the PCR, Ministry of Petroleum. So people may ask what you have done for your country. So I am the ambassador because when the Jawaharlal Nehru Solar Mission was getting executed in this country, and it was me as a proposed as an ambassador for this country, from the government to Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, to educate the rural masses on solar energy and energy conservation so that they can be accommodated, because it's not a flow from the government side, or it's also, it's not just like a tap from the water, but without a bucket, that water has no meaning. So it's educating the rural masses on energy conservation and solar energy is also part of the responsibility of myself, which has been given from the government of India to execute it. So many Doordarshan telecasts are there on this particular subject of the episodes, and also that we are definitely going to do that. Jawaharlal Nehru Solar Mission, rooftop solar, so many things which you are listening. All these, I am one of the critical partner of the government as an ambassador of this country, say, to promote these solar missions. And this particular thing started the approach in 2003, and it ultimately got established, announced in 2007. That is the solar mission which we are calling today. And coming to the next point of it, MNRE faculty. So we say that, okay, everything is known, somebody is doing, somebody is enjoying it, but who will be carry forward this one? Who will be doing this one? Ultimately, Government of India and state governments as a missionary of the government point of it. Now in that one, what is happening? That this MNRE, the faculty training means, in India we have 29 states and their nodal agencies, like for example in Karnataka, we have CREDL, Karnataka Renewable Energy Development Limited. So that, like that, all the continent states, MNRE nodal agencies, I have been training from 1994 to till date. Of course, now so many have come up and many things are going on. So that is how the MNRE of faculty, that renewable energy, is getting got developed from 1994 onwards. Now MSME skill training, entrepreneurships, because the MSME, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Ministry of Science and Technology, Mahatma Gandhi Institute for Combat Climate Change. Also because without the climate changing is taking place, the floods are coming in now, Bengaluru is experiencing a lot of cold today, these days. People think that it's a cold. No, the government of Karnataka is not properly identifying, not properly understanding. It is the avalanches of the North Pole which are coming, the glaciers are coming under the water, and that cold is spreading onto this plain lands of this country. And the people, technically, scientists are not aware. They only see the meteorology department reports and they speak. But the reality is this, and nobody is projecting on the papers, because a lot of the people, the majority of the people are scientists of this country. They are not aware of this fact, what is happening there under the sea. Now coming to the Karnataka government point, Bihar government and the Ministry of Science and Technology and all will come in detail. And the Karnataka government, I said the Suvarna Grama Yojana, land development schemes, BRG, backward region grant fund planning from the central government to the state government is all. I have done it practically and given to the Chief Secretary and the department concerned ministries. Ultimately, the grants have come from the central government to the state, and the state government, you are all the beneficiaries of that. Now coming to the many types that many states which I have covered, like this from Manipur to Rajasthan borders and Kashmir up to Lakshadweep. I have covered the state except 3 states. One is I did not work in the Odisha, and this for northeastern states, Tripura and Meghalaya, I didn't work. But otherwise, I have covered all the states of this country, including Lakshadweep Islands also. So today, whatever is the specifications, whatever is the technology which you are seeing, solar, it is 1991, it's me who drafted along with the team for the government of India, what is the solar specifications to be technically. Now, coming to the project's point of it, 1989, I have done the solar development by 1989, Ministry of this National Literacy Mission, that education, adult education centers, there was no power in Naxal-prone areas of Andhra Pradesh, Manipur, undergrounds, so many places there is no power, there is no electricity, but the education was required so that we are.
Apologies, Dr. Subhash. We are almost ending the day today. So,
one second, let me show
you.
You have
another 5 minutes.
Okay. Now, so many countries that I will straight go to. This is UN Habitat, Prime Minister missions, and Prime Minister mission orders. That's a foreign Prime Minister orders, mission orders. These are the local areas in different countries. How do I do the exploratory studies for the development of renewable energy and solar energy? I will come to India. This is the Republic of Ghana. There are ministers, most of them, and Nigeria is completed. This is Nigerian American funding programs. This is a US collaboration with me for the world purpose National Renewable Energy Laboratories. This is a global environment facility. We say that just now they were speaking about the women entrepreneurship. In 1994-97, it is the annual assembly meetings of the role of women in renewable energy technologies on behalf of the global environment facility, Copenhagen. Around 20 billion funding was done during that particular year. Solar mission in Government of India. This is the industry's point of it, how the industries are coming into particularly renewable energies. Solar mission, Tamil Nadu. This is particularly electric vehicles which we are talking about, Ministry of Environment and Forest. I was the chief guest for inaugurating this particular mission of electric vehicles in 2010 to the educational institutions from where the things have to come up from the students' point of it and engineers' point of it. Then Ministry of Environment and Forest, Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Integrated this is the entrepreneurial development programs for the renewable energies. Last year we have done it from the Mahatma Gandhi Institute, Delhi government, Ministry of Environment and Forest, Government of India, and this is the Neyveli Lignite Corporation people. Next. These are all the faculty for training there, all the state nodal agencies from different ministries. This is the MNRE one, and this is the faculty one. Chandrakanti for Government of Andhra Pradesh. Student Development Factory, now it is a IITs, universities, so many are involved with me, including so many universities and colleges and IITs are involved with me for the renewable energy development. This is your East West Institute of Bangalore. This is Meerut University. For that, now this is one of the important thing. Instead of time, you please try to listen this one. This is a very dangerous and very important factor which I am going to talk. That is innovation to save the children's deaths. We say corona, everybody knows it, but in India there is one virus called Japanese encephalitis. Every year, at least about 5,000 to 10,000 children, they die. Government of India doesn't publish it in any newspapers or televisions. When it has become a big problem in 2005, then the government of India called me and can you give any solution? Because the Japanese encephalitis has got a virus, and that particular virus vaccine has to be stored, and it cannot be stored just like coronavirus or the injections which we all have taken. It is something very different. That is why India could not have that vaccine refrigeration system. So when they have requested, I have done the development that is involved in knowing that in a cold chain system, which is basically WHO, UNICEF, Department of Biotechnology, and CSIR, and children deaths due to Japanese encephalitis. This is the one of the virus which is very dangerous in India. Every year it comes and every year it kills thousands of children and nobody bothers. Corona, simply they say in TV Corona, and we are all aware of Corona. But every year there are thousands of children dying and we do not know anything about that. When I have developed this particular system in India, that they immediately, Dr. Shoke, who was the virology chief of Asia, for WHO, she contacted me, she said that how you could do it, and she came and this man whom you are seeing this from UNICEF, because it's a children deaths, UNICEF takes their part of it. And in this UNICEF, Dr. Soren Spanner, who was the cold chain chief of the world, who has come to see my small place to know that about that particular vaccination, the storage facility system, solar hybrid vaccination system. He has taken the photographs and all. Now one can imagine, I don't go to the US, I don't go to the UNICEF, I don't go to them. If they need, they have to come to me. Let it be Government of India, let it be Government of Karnataka, let it be UNICEF, let it be US, let it be anybody. They have to come to me, I don't go to them. But I go to the poor people, suffering people. They need me, and I have volunteered for that, for not this kind of people. And the CSIR has given the report. Because of this, these newspapers have given the report. Then if you see, she is Dr. Shoki, who was the virology chief of WHO. Here people are listening that was WHO, virology, all those things, and I am standing for controlling them. And now, because I appreciate that lady, Dr. Shoki, who has really immediately called the Soren Spanner, UNICEF cold chain chief, to come to India and have a look about it, and they wanted so many things to be done, and I'm there with them also. That UNICEF is the Children's Emergency Fund, maybe you might know in United Nations. Now coming to the CSRA report, because they are now I have installed the systems and all in the month of 2006, February, March, April, and the doctor reports were gave around this, and okay, that is what happens, that one. Then solar, multi-purpose solar plant, which I have done around 19,000 feet height in Himalayan glaciers, which is in 2000, which I have done it. For the armed forces, to protect the lives of the armed forces at that high altitudes, right? So anyway, now these are all the things which are unique, and no Indian TV can show these things, and generally I also don't share it in public media or WhatsApps and all, because we don't need any publicity for this one. The required people are definitely knowing, and so this social development, socio-economic community resource developments, and like this, so many things we are doing. And for all these things, I don't depend on US or China or India. I design, I manufacture, I install, I commission, I maintain. Nothing required from any institution of this country. So it is like this, or these power ministries and all your exhibitions of this state also. Like that, there are so many things which we are doing it. Anyway, time is very short, so sometime better luck we can meet again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Subhash Chandra Bose. we are now concluding our day today. We thank each and every one of you present here. I request Mr. B. Ravi Saab to conclude the day.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bose. Very well said. And Dr. Saab, what we want is, how do you help the existing entrepreneurs? If you can do something on that. Maybe the audience here sitting, they may be having a lot of queries, they may be wanting to get associated with you, they may be wanting to take some insights and guidance from you. So how do we continue the chain? That is more important because this was just an awareness program where you gave some triggers. So how do we take it forward from here is more important than the session today.
See, today, world is at one call to discuss. So the number is there. Sure, anybody, anytime they require, they can call me, not a problem. But apart from that, institutionalized approach is also one of the best. As the Muslim Industries Association is organizing this kind of event, and they are also doing a good work for the development of the industry as well as the humanitarian grounds point of it. And irrespective of the gender also, they are continuing to serve the people. So this can be centralized at your place from in your association, and it can be taken forward to the different industries. And there you can conduct a meeting, a full-fledged meeting, so that if anybody industry, let it be anybody, I can't do only two things. One is the microchemistry, I don't know. The second thing is I don't know about the software language. Leaving these two aspects, anything can be asked in this world about the industry point of view. Let it be radars, let it be missiles, let it be any aeronautical, or let it be solar, let it be anything which is generally required for the common man, it can be definitely, they can approach me as an industry point of view. I am available, one phone call distance.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much. Once again, we request Nazim to coordinate and ensure that since we already have an incubation center in MIA, how best we can utilize that facility for the benefit of our members and the people who are interested. I would request Nazim to coordinate with Dr. Saab and pick up the interface and see how we can deliver more value addition to the people who are present here today. Thank you once again, Dr. Saab, for being making it to this occasion. And gentlemen here, ladies, thank you so much for showing so much of keen interest, staying back to the last. And I'm sure you would have taken a lot of insights through the speakers' address to all of you. Tomorrow also we have got a wonderful session. All through the day we have got, we will have, again as was done today, we will have our Mufti Saab Shirat. And then after that we only have Mr. Sitaramaya coming in tomorrow, around 10:30 or so he will be here. So inshallah, after his address, then we will have one or two speakers and then we get back to our schedule. We have lined up a lot of things for you. We have got a speaker, Deepanjali Lahiri from Led by Foundation. She will be talking more on professional development design for Indian women. And then we have got Mr. Abdul Subhan, Director of Falcon Group. He will be addressing the audience here. And of course, we will have a couple of presentations, and then we will also have most important thing is fundraising through Islamic perspective. Of course, Islamic banking is not valid in, it's not prevalent in India, but then there are certain products which can be dealt with on the Islamic principles. So inshallah, more on that, Mr. Rashid Sharif will be talking on that, what facilities they have for the entrepreneurs, for the business people. So he'll be talking what are the 2-3 products that they have got which fit into Islamic finance. And apart from that, we will have another speaker, Mr. Syed Mujahideen. He'll be talking on business opportunities for manufacturers in African countries, Ghana and other places. So he is already, he's an MI member. He already has an industry in Ghana, and he is very well networked with the government of Ghana and the government of Algeria. Inshallah, he'll be talking more on what opportunities lie ahead for most of the manufacturers. He's into leather product manufacturing. And we will have a couple of panel discussions on digital technology in business and many more. So we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow again in the morning. So try to be here by 9:30 so that sharp 10 o'clock we start our day. And inshallah we'll try to conclude it as early as possible. Thank you once again for making it today. Thank you so much.
ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಹೊರಡೋದು ಬಿಡು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಗೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ 2 ಕೊಡು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾರೆ